When you think about your financial life, a lot of risks probably come to mind. The risk of not saving enough, the risk of making poor investments, or the risks of not being able to pay off your student loan debt. Those are all real risks, but the biggest risk in your financial life and in your life in general might surprise you, and that is what we're going to talk about today. Hey team, my name is Dave. I'm a financial planner and the founder of Turning Point Financial Life Planning, where I use the tools of financial planning to help therapists grow their impact and build lives that they love. If you're new here, please be sure and click on that subscribe button. Let's think about risk for a moment. There are a lot of different risks that you face in life. And if you just think about your financial life, are you saving enough money? How are your investments positioned? Do you have the right insurance policies in place? All these different things. There are risks, they're important, they need to be managed. And yet, I think there is a bigger overarching risk that we all face as human beings. And let's just be honest, we are all going to die, and that is a weird thing for a financial planner to say, and yet it is the truth. So I think the real risk that each of us face is that we are not stepping into the life we feel called to live. We only have a limited amount of time on this planet, and in that limited amount of time, we have a limited amount of resources and energy that we can dedicate, that we can invest to pursuing our goals, those goals that are most important to us, toward living the life we really feel called to lead. And that, I think, is the biggest risk that I can help anyone manage. And I'm going to begin to walk you through that process in this video a little bit. And the way I help people answer that question and how I help them manage this risk that they're not living the life they really feel called to live is by taking people through what's called a life planning process. Now, that process is one developed by a man named George Kinder, and there are links below to some of his resources where you can learn a whole lot about the life planning process and how you can put it in place for yourself. And today I'm going to walk you through a little bit of how to begin that process. Now, it probably feels a bit overwhelming and maybe even daunting to consider or to try to narrow down and define what is truly most important for you in life and where you should focus your time, money, energy, and all your other resources. And the way to begin the process is first by conducting really just an exploration of what's going on and what's true for you in your life. And that exploration really is an emotional one. It's surveying what is your emotional life like, because at the end of the day, that's really what life is. It is an emotional experience as you go through life. What is your emotional internal atmosphere or environment? What does that really look like? What gives you energy? What gets you enthused? What makes you want to jump out of bed in the morning? What are those things? Whatever they might be, they may be related to financial matters, but chances are they are likely not. They're probably related to professional pursuits that you're passionate about, relationships which are important to you, maybe even hobbies that bring you joy and help you recuperate from giving so much as a professional. In contrast, there are probably other things that are heavier, that weigh you down, that you wish you had less of in your life, things that you can almost literally feel draining your energy. They feel that heavy. They have that characteristic about them. We want to survey both those more positive, energetic, lighter things and the more difficult, challenging, and heavier things. And to begin that process, to begin that exploratory process, the way I think about it is by asking, what is it that you want to accomplish? What is it that you want to accomplish in life? What is it you want to accomplish by working with a financial planner? What is it you want to accomplish as a professional or as a parent, as a friend, as a loved one? What is it you want to accomplish in life? Those could be actual milestones you want to achieve. Those could be things you want to take care of or just organize in your life. Whatever it is, I invite you to just go to whatever feels most energetic, whatever you feel called to first, consider it, contemplate what about this item or this matter is important to me. How would I like it to show up in my life? And then after you've done that for a little bit, imagine for a second that you've developed a plan, that you've developed a life plan that perfectly addresses whatever that concern or whatever that element is you've handled it and you've got complete confidence it will be addressed. Then ask yourself, anything else? If that matter were entirely taken care of, is there anything else you want to accomplish in this life? Is there anything else you want more of in your life? And whatever comes up next, contemplate that issue for a moment. What about that is important to you? And then repeat the process. If that item were perfectly addressed by your life plan and you had complete confidence you would be able to navigate through that issue successfully to whatever the successful outcome or resolution is there anything else? Is there anything else that's important to you? And you can just repeat that until you feel like you've really covered all of the most important things. That's what we do in the first meeting of the life planning process, the exploration meeting. And it's one that you can do by yourself or maybe with a close friend, a journal. And I'll also put a link in the description box below to George Kinder's book, Life Planning for You, which will help walk you through that process. So that is how the life planning process begins. That is how you begin the process of navigating and mitigating this risk that you're not dedicating sufficient time, energy, and resources toward living the life you feel truly called to live. So between now and when you watch next week's video, set aside some time either with a significant person in your life or just with a journal where you can write down and conduct this exploration for yourself. And in the next video, I'm going to cover the 3 powerful questions you need to pose yourself to really begin to narrow down and define what is most important for you to be focusing on in your life. So that is it for this week's video. I hope you've found it informative and a little thought-provoking perhaps. If you have any questions about this life planning process or how I use it in conjunction with financial planning to help people truly step into the lives they feel called to lead, please reach out. There are links in the description box below where you can contact me or even schedule a free 30-minute meeting. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching this video. I hope you have a great rest of your day.